tuning in from Desi's Live. I'm the host for Dorama, which is a Asian review of various Asian dramas and films. So on this show, I'll be talking about different Korean, Chinese, and Japanese films and shows that I've been watching. And so this week's episode, I am reviewing The Law Cafe, which follows Lee Seung-gi and Lee Se-yeon as the main characters. And so this is a really cute drama regarding that goes all the way back 17 years ago. These two friends are part of an overarching friend group that include four. And so they've just been friends since high school and just kind of following their career all the way up until law school. And so Lee Seung-gi's character is Jung Ho, and Lee Se-yeon, her character is Yuri. And so these two characters, the drama follows their adventures kind of from when they were 17 in high school all the way up until now. They're great practicing lawyers. And so Jung Ho and Yuri kind of have a complicated relationship with, Yuri and Jung Ho dating all the way back and then abruptly breaking up, and now trying to just manage their everyday life and still being a part of the same friend group that they've been for the past 17 years. And so it's been really interesting and cute just to see kind of from the get-go, you can see that Jung Ho still loves Yuri, and he's trying to kind of, avoid her at all costs to protect himself as well as her and make sure that no one else kind of knows his feelings for her. But it's pretty obvious kind of as you watch, just the way that he makes all of these, demands, saying, I don't want to see you anytime soon, and trying to give her all these conditions. And so the drama starts off with Yuri eventually starting her own law cafe where she offers legal consultations and just legal advice to everybody who comes in and purchases a cup of coffee. And so you just begin to see how she takes on various cases and, advocates for the smaller person and usually in cases that most other law firms would not want to be able to take. And so Jung Ho is her landlord. And so within the contract, he states, you can't bother me at nighttime. You can't message me unless it's related to the building. And so he has all these really strict restrictions in place to make sure that it limits their contact. But you can start seeing that he randomly pops up and throughout the drama and into her cafe and just starts butting in on her legal practices and giving her advice and telling her what she should be and shouldn't be doing. And so you can see that he's trying to stay away, but he really can't help but kind of butt in her business. And so as the drama continues, you begin to realize that Yuri's dad unfortunately passed away in an office fire or in a factory fire. And so that really shaped her into becoming a lawyer and what she now continues to do in everyday practice. And so you then also begin to see how Jung Ho is, related in all of this. And so you realize that, he is actually related to the family that caused the family of the company that caused the factory fire. And so you can see that he's pushing her away because he doesn't want to hurt her any more than necessary. If she found out, his relation to the company, then, that he didn't want to lose his friendship with her. And so you begin to see as, they go back and forth and eventually they begin to start dating. And with that, though, comes a lot of different twists and turns as Jung Ho begins to realize that he needs to stand up for kind of what he believes in and wants to be able to, make sure that he can fully be with Yuri and let her know who he is and kind of move forward in his life. And so it's really cute to just see kind of all the ways that he begins to start taking care of her. And then you also begin to realize that his family's crazy. He has this uncle who isn't necessarily he's a half brother or he's a half son of the father. And so he was, I believe, the only son who was still alive to be able to take over the construction company. And so you begin to see kind of his toxic relationship with his father and how that begins to impact him and how he gets kind of fixated on Yuri because she always stands up to him and wants to bring him down just because he is the CEO of the company that unfortunately her father passed away from. And so you begin to see kind of how they begin to form allegiance, or Jung Ho and Yuri begin to form an allegiance and a plan to be able to take down, you know, uh, his uncle as well as the entire construction company and bring justice to her father. But then you also get to see really cute little episodes, some that are more emotional than others, regarding, you know, just school bullying and as well as inheritance, to just be able to show that, you know, there are lawyers out there who do care for the people who, you know, may not have the most profitable case, and you get to see the different backstories of everyone. And so I guess one of my favorite smaller backstory that we learned a little bit more about in this week's episodes is in regards to the barista. And so just a little bit of background on him. He, you know, used to be a former criminal, I guess, so to speak. And so he has a criminal history. And then Yuri was his lawyer and was able to reduce his sentence and get him out. And so now she allows him to work as a barista at her cafe, and he's surprisingly really knowledgeable about coffee despite living in the penitentiary for the past couple of years. But you begin to see how much he cares about people, and you learn a little bit about him, about how his sister unfortunately passed away and how that was the reason why he, you know, committed the crimes that he did commit. As well as you begin to realize that he begins to really like someone who constantly visits their cafe. And I won't spoil it too much, but it's really cute just to see kind of how he is very stoic in nature, but, you know, he has a little crush on someone, and he begins to act cutely and offering free tea and coffee, copious amounts of coffee to this woman, just in hopes of being able to woo her. And so it's really cute just to see the different characters kind of, you know, all interact. It's a cute little family of, you know, bunch of misfits and random people with lots of bold personalities, and, you know, very, I guess, unique. It's a very unique drama in the fact that, you know, that, you know, who ends up with who, but you get to really just see kind of their relationships, you know, begin to build and discuss with, like, learn how they begin to discuss things with one another. And so if you've watched Reply 1988, I'd say that this is something similar, but just maybe a little bit more modernized since it's in the its place in the current time. But it's really cute just to see how this cafe's friendships and relationships really continue to build on over time. So it's a really great drama. It's coming to its close, but hopefully we'll see kind of how, you know, Jung Ho and Yuri begin to take the corporate takedown. But really looking forward to the upcoming week's episodes. So thank you for watching my show Dorama, where we review different Asian dramas. So tune in for next week's episode. Thanks.